The terrorist attacks in Benghazi on September 11, 2012, that claimed the lives of 4 brave Americans, Chris Stevens, Sean Smith, Tyrone Woods, and Glenn Doherty, are part of a broader strategic challenge to the United States and our partners in North Africa.
It appears that it's time for Hillary Clinton to come to heel. That massive closet full of skeletons she's thought was locked up has been swung wide open as a brave federal judge released the Benghazi evidence we've all been waiting on. Hillary may have thought she was above the law, but these heroes she ignored who died fighting because of her negligence deserve justice. Fox News reports. In a combative exchange at a hearing Friday in Washington, D.C., a federal judge unabashedly accused career State Department officials of lying and signing clearly false affidavits to derail a series of lawsuits seeking information about former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's private email server and her handling of the 2012 terrorist attack on the United States consulate in Benghazi, Libya. The United States District Court Judge Royce Lamberth also said he was shocked and dumbfounded when he learned that FBI had granted immunity to former Clinton Chief of Staff Cheryl Mills during its investigation into the use of Clinton's server, according to a court transcript of his remarks. I had myself found that Cheryl Mills had committed perjury and lied under oath in a published opinion I had issued in a Judicial Watch case, where I found her unworthy of belief, and I was quite shocked to find out she had been given immunity by the Justice Department in the Hillary Clinton email case, Lamberth said during the hearing. The Department of Justice's Inspector General Michael Horowitz noted in a bombshell report in June that it was inconsistent with typical investigative strategy for the FBI to allow Mills to sit in during the agency's interview of Clinton during the ML probe, given that classified information traveled through Mills' personal ML account. There are serious potential ramifications when one witness attends another witness interview, the IG wrote. Lamberth, who was appointed to the bench by President Ronald Reagan, said he did not know Mills had been granted immunity until he read the IG report and learned that she had accompanied Clinton to her interview. The transparency group Judicial Watch initially sued the State Department in 2014, seeking information about the response to the Benghazi attack after the government didn't respond to a Freedom of Information Act request. Other parallel lawsuits by Judicial Watch are probing issues like Clinton's server, whose existence was revealed during the course of the litigation. The State Department had immediately moved to dismiss Judicial Watch's first lawsuit on a motion for summary judgment, saying in an affidavit that it had conducted a search of all potentially relevant emails in its possession and provided them. The affidavit noted that some more documents and emails could be forthcoming. But Lamberth denied the request to dismiss the lawsuit at the time, and on Friday, he said he was happy he did, charging that State Department officials had intentionally misled him because other key documents, including those on Clinton's email server, had not in fact been produced. It was clear to me that at the time that I ruled initially that false statements were made to me by career State Department officials, and it became more clear through discovery that the information that I was provided was clearly false regarding the adequacy of the search, and this, what we now know, turned out to be the Secretary's email system, Lamberth said Friday. He continued, I don't know the details of what kind of IG inquiry there was into why these career officials at the State Department would have filed false affidavits with me. I don't know the details of why the Justice Department lawyers did not know false affidavits were being filed with me, but I was very relieved that I did not accept them and that I allowed limited discovery into what had happened. During a tense exchange with Justice Department lawyer Robert Prince, Lamberth pressed the issue, accusing Prince of using doublespeak and playing the same word games Clinton played. That was not true, the judge said, referring to the State Department's assurances in a sworn declaration that it had searched all relevant documents. It was a lie, but Prince pushed back sharply, saying he took the judge's accusations extremely seriously. It might be that our search could be found to be inadequate, but that declaration was absolutely true, he said. Now, it's been made clear in rulings by various courts that, basically, the courts are going to expect us to search items that come in afterward in this instance, and that's understandable, but at the time, that was not at all clear, you know? Prince continued. I understand if Your Honor thinks that the searches that were done up to the motion for summary judgment were inadequate, but being wrong about the search being adequate does not make it a false affidavit.
We had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
That was former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton making that infamous comment about the 2012 attack in Benghazi, Libya, that left 4 Americans dead. Her comments back then sparked outrage. And tonight, she's once again upsetting a Benghazi survivor. This time, after she weighed in on a story that President Trump would consider sending one of President Obama's former ambassadors to Russia for questioning. Hillary Clinton tweeted, Ambassador McFaul is a patriot who has spent his career standing up for America. To see the White House even hesitate to defend a diplomat is deeply troubling. Her tweet met with outrage from one of the security contractors who saved lives during the Benghazi attack. He says, "Are you effing kidding me, Hillary Clinton? You left Ambassador Stevens and us to die in Benghazi, then spewed lie after lie to the family members of my dead teammates and to the world to cover it up. And now you have the nerve to talk about defending diplomats? You are disgusting!" Exclamation point. Chris Tanto-Paronto joins us right now for an exclusive story. Good to have you here, Chris. Yeah, that didn't sit so well with you, did it?
No, it's completely disrespectful. They've already dishonored, they being Hillary Clinton and those people that follow her and support her, as far as disrespecting the family members of my teammates, and that's just another jab in the eye. It is extremely again disrespectful. I can't think of a better word than that. It's terrible.
What about hypocritical? In other words, she's talking about how awful it is that the president might send an ambassador to Russia, and you're saying, hey, it was pretty awful that you didn't look out for us in Benghazi.
Oh, it's not even awful. I would say murderous. We had the assets available, and she's the one that set them down, that didn't let them to come to us. And I believe the assets that were available in the area would have saved Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty's, my 2 teammates' lives. It's an elitist attitude that we're seeing, and you see it with Comey, you see it with Brennan, you see it with Clapper, that they feel like they've done nothing wrong, ever. And it's just mind-boggling. And
have they ever called you?
It
have
pisses
they ever
me off.
said sorry? Have they given you a personal explanation for anything?
No, none at all. And a lot of it would have been, too, and I even said this to him behind closed doors, as far as my CIA leadership. If you would have just apologized to us, I'd have gone away. I'd have kept deploying. This never would have gone on, but you couldn't even have just apologized for your failures. And again, it's that attitude like Hillary Clinton's that is just disgusting people, and that's why we're supporting Donald Trump. That's why people want a non-politician in the White House.
When you think about how he's approaching international situations, and don't forget, he's taken a lot of heat for his comments there in Helsinki. How is it that you feel he's very different than anything else you've seen before? I mean, you say you support him, and yet there are many members of the military even who are very frustrated that he didn't jump to defend his own people, his own intelligence people. How do you reconcile all that right now?
You know, when you're the intelligence community and you got guys like Brennan in there, you got guys like Clapper that are spying on a presidential candidate, they're spying on an American. They even tried to justify the story of it being a video of our attack. They didn't support us. We were all fired. I don't see how I can be mad at real Donald Trump. I can't be mad at Donald Trump for the agency that didn't even stand by us when we saved their people's lives. So it's one of those things where I think he's calling it how it is. He's being a real person. He's not being politically correct. I don't want somebody politically correct. I want somebody that's going to say the truth in there and not continually lie. And that's what I saw in the past administration. That's what I saw with Hillary Clinton. And then again, of course, that night when we came back, it was lie after lie after lie, which caused us to come forward and tell the truth. Yeah, no, you got a lot of lies fed to you, and I can't imagine how that feels, knowing what you risked, knowing that, you know,
Some dear friends of you will never be here again because of mistakes our government made. And again, these were mistakes that, frankly, could have been handled far more easily.
And they could have been avoided. And to be honest, hey, guys die during war. It's war. That's how it happens. At war, people die. It's don't try to cover up what took place because of your political ambitions. And that's what makes us upset. That's what makes me upset and continually makes me upset with Hillary Clinton and people that were around her at that point in time.
Well, you definitely made that clear on Twitter today anyway, sir. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining us tonight, Chris.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Breaking tonight, word from the U.S. State Department that Hillary Clinton is surrendering her top secret security clearance. It comes in the wake of her handling or mishandling of classified information in the now infamous email server scandal. Trace Gallagher is following this breaking story we just heard about from the State Department in the last couple of hours. He's live in our West Coast newsroom. Good evening, Trace.
Good evening, Ed. This all goes back, of course, to the State Department's ongoing review of the mishandling of classified information related to Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. And it also kind of gives you an idea of how slow some things move in government, because almost a year and a half ago, the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Republican Chuck Grassley, sent the letter to the State Department asking about the status of Hillary Clinton's security clearance. In that letter, Grassley stated that any government workers who possibly engaged in such serious offenses would, at the very minimum, have their security clearances suspended, pending an investigation. Well, 3 weeks ago, the State Department finally responded to Senator Grassley's 2017 letter saying, quoting here, at her request, former Secretary Clinton's security clearance was administratively withdrawn on August 30th, 2018. The letter went on to say that on September 20th, the security clearances of 5 other Clinton researchers had also been revoked. Only Clinton aide Cheryl Mills was listed. The other 4 names were redacted. Of course, at the time of the probe, Hillary Clinton was running for president and no charges were filed. This summer, President Trump revoked the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan. And at the time, the White House said it was reviewing the clearances of several other people. So about 17 months after Grassley sent the letter, he finally got